Hey trackies, welcome back to another video here on TXT Track Time. Please remember to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. So Jamaica begins the Diamond League in Zurich with a bang. Yes, y'all thought we were done. No, we just are come. Now, I want to kick things off with the men's 400-meter hurdles. Now, usually I start with a spicier event. Lucky, better watch what one would do other athlete them before I get to the sprinting events, right? So with that being said, Roshawn Clarke entered the men's 400 meters. And, given times that he's already done, this race, who you would say personally going in, he was a favorite. But he hasn't been executing his best races this season from a technical perspective. Look here, he went back to the drawing board and he cleaned that up and he came back with a phenomenal win. His second fastest performance ever in the 400-meter hurdles, clocking a 47.49 seconds for the win. Absolutely amazing. Now, Samba was second from Qatar. He ran 47.58. He was pretty close down to the wire. And Ramos Maggie was third from Estonia. He ran 48.02. Now, what I will say, whilst I am, appreciative of seeing him clean up, his hurdling technique, because I have been talking about it. I did say, hey, once he cleans things up, he'll be able to go much faster. And the reason why he's not performing so well this season is because, he was pretty messy, you would say. And there's a lot of wasted energy as well over the hurdles. If you know, right? So seeing him come back in this race much cleaner, definitely the time does reflect the performance. But I did see him stutter stepping as well, still stutter stepping in a few hurdles. So there's still a lot more room for improvement. But it just goes to show you how amazing this young man is, just 20, and what he'll be able to do, going forward as long as he continues, on this path, hurdling clean as well. That's a must, given where the world is going in the hurdles. We see what's happening with the women and also in the men. You have to make sure that you're hurdling clean, technically proficient, and that is how you're going to be able to break into running with the likes of Rai Benjamin. He won at the Olympic Games, defeating the world and Olympic champion Karsten Warholm, and also record holder as well. And so if he wants to break into, that ranks, yeah, he definitely has to clean things up a lot, be more efficient. And I enjoyed watching this performance, and I literally can't wait to see more happen with him. So, Chakis, let's move on to that spicy women's 100 meters. And when I tell you it lived up to its billing, it was absolutely thrilling and down to the wire, which is why it was so exciting. But yeah, it was an absolutely thrilling race. Now, y'all know in my preview, I said, okay, here's what. This is what I think is going to happen. Julian Alfred, I think, will be in the best shape. I'm still expecting her to be in 10-7 shape. I wasn't expecting Sha'carri to be in 10-7 shape. So I'm like, okay, she's going to be, second. And yeah, third was a toss-up for me when it comes to Dina Asher-Smith, Mary-Josée Talu, Tia Clayton as well. I had all those athletes personally bunched in for third place. Well, how did it go? Sha'carri Richardson came out and took a phenomenal win, 10.84 seconds. Julian Alfred was second, 10.88, and Dina Asher-Smith was third, 10.89, with Mary-Josée Talu right a step behind, 10.93, and of course our Jamaican Tia Clayton was sixth. She ran at 11.09 seconds. Well, as I said, the race was thrilling, and it definitely was. Now, out the blocks right away, Tia looked like she got a good enough first 30. Of course, Dina Asher-Smith was gone like a rocket, similar to what we saw when she took that race where she ran 10.89. Absolutely phenomenal. Well, that was 10.88. All right, absolutely phenomenal start for her yet again. And then, Julian Alfred came into things. And of course, right towards the end, Sha'carri Richardson with the superior top end was able to surpass everyone, and go with that win. Interestingly, the time was pretty much what I was expecting to see a Sha'carri Richardson, running. I've said this time and time again that she never ends the season running, super fast like she does at the USA Championships or potentially at the trials. Well, that's the trials, I mean the actual Olympic Games, the championships, right? So with that being said, I wasn't expecting to see her in any kind of 10-7 shape, but this was still a phenomenal run for her. Not any win to speak of, a positive 0.1 meters per second wind, what I mean. again, her superior top end definitely showed here. But what I will say also is that Julian Alfred, what I noticed towards the end of the race was that her form was breaking and she was starting to reach for the line, right? So maybe she was partying. It didn't sound like she was partying, in the press conference, but maybe she was, still on that high and not really, focused in mentally, on the task at hand, because she looks like she has now reverted back to, the Julian Alfred that didn't have that full 100 meters together. The one that I talked about, where when I saw the perfect race in Jamaica, I was like, wow, she finally put it together, and she did the same thing, at the Olympic Games. Clearly, based on this execution, it's not something that she has down pat just yet. It would seem. So that said, it's a shaky outing for her, but still a second place for the Olympic champion. And Dina Asher Smith, still a great run. I was, wanting to call her for third, outright. But as I keep saying, she never really executes her best race, when the likes of Julian is on in the race. So coming out and getting a good third, 10.89, similar to the 10.88 she did, a week or so ago. Good performance from me. Mari Jose Talu, again, a very consistent in these last few outings, 10.93. Tia, not as consistent in this particular race, but we talked about that as well. She's still learning her craft. So with that being said, it's just one of those races where, hey, we didn't get the best execution, but it is what it is. All right, so trackies, let's jump over to some hurdle action. Let us talk about the men's 110-meter hurdles, where we did have in the lineup Hanzo Parchment going against the now Olympic champion after trying, before, didn't get it, but he got it this time around, Grant Holloway. Now, for me, track is another great execution from Grant Holloway. Listen, when it comes to him and running, he rarely ever messes up. Yes, he gets hunted down, in those final few hurdles. But if you're not in the shape, to go with him, then, typically he will go away with that win. And here again, he ran away with that win. Rashid Brabel pulled out of this race, so didn't have that competition there as well. So Grant, took the win, running a 12.99 seconds. Sasha Joya was second. He ran a personal best, actually, 13.10 seconds. And Freddie Crittenden was third. He ran 13.15 seconds. Now, Hansa Parchment was fourth. He ran 13.18 seconds, which was a season's best for him. Now, what I will say is that Hansa Parchment, did what he typically does, gets a horrible start and really comes back towards the end of the race. That's pretty much what happened here. But I do, realize that this year he's been getting worse starts than he ever, I believe, does get. So he doesn't have enough time, to get back to the front of the pack, because, you can see based on his momentum that he's coming. He's definitely coming through, but not, fast enough, or not enough time for him to get back to the front. So definitely has to continue working, on that start. I don't know if he'll ever be able to get it, but it is one of those things, trackies, when it comes to Hansa Parchment on this race. Assistant's best, can't complain. Fourth place, not gonna complain as well. Good outing for him, especially given as well what's been happening with him. Hasn't necessarily, been in the best of health. So good performance for him, in my opinion here. Now, I just want to jump on over as well to some field events. So we're gonna hop, step, and jump. Not into the triple jump though, into the women's high jump, where we had Lamara Distin there. Now, she placed eighth here, where she jumped a 1.85 meters. Taking the win was Mahuchik from Ukraine. She jumped 1.96 meters. Nicola was second. She jumped 1.93 meters. And also Irana jumped 1.93 meters for third, obviously separated on the count back from Nicola. Now, jumping away from the women's high jump, we're going to go into the men's shot put, where we had Rajendra Campbell as well in this lineup. Now, Rajendra was also eighth, and he threw a 20.19 meters for that eighth place finish. Taking the win, no surprise here, Ryan Krauser threw a 22.66 meters. Leonardo Fabri from Italy threw 21.86, and Peyton Otherdal from the United States of America threw 21.38 for third place in this men's shot put. All right, so trackies, there you have it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Pretty exciting day. Pretty okay performances as far as I'm concerned, given what I've seen so far. Let me know your thoughts. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.